I'm so happy about this weather. It's not just the weather for two, but the weather for work here. Good afternoon, and welcome to Consumer Analytics on Consumer Alert TV. On Consumer Analytics, this is the survey ground where consumers do the work in by picking their most preferred choices of brands out there. Please note that all we do on this program is not based on critics, no, it's not based on slandering any brand or product, but based on consumer opinion. I am Ire Ayabikunle AK. Good afternoon. Ike, how about the weather? Hope you're not feeling cold.
I am not feeling cold, but I don't think I enjoy the weather actually.
Why?
Because I have clothes outside.
No,
So
you know,
I'm
that
not
one
happy.
is different than a breakfast.
No, that's the pain. Oh my God, no, I'm not interested. This weather just needs to stop. Let the sun shine. We need
So is there a weather
sunshine.
for two or for work for you?
If I had the opportunity, I would sleep. But I don't have a choice. I have to be
It
on
is what
Consumer
it is. We
Analytics.
have to be here.
Exactly.
Please say hi to the listeners.
All right, welcome back to our beautiful show, Consumer Analytics, where we talk about everything consumers. You know that on the show, we always project your voice. Your voice is the topmost priority on Consumer Analytics. And this is Consumer Alert TV, where the consumer's voice is actually not silent. It is being projected in a loud and clear vocal. And thank you so much for joining the show. And if you're just joining joining us for the first time, welcome on board. Just know that you have found the perfect place for you to talk to us about what exactly you have issues with concerning brands in Nigeria, and we mean all sector in Nigeria. And we're not here to actually put blames on anybody. We're just here to project the consumer's voice, and we are not biased. This is not our own opinion. It is the opinion of the people that we are conducted survey on the street. And like I always say, the consumer alert mobile app 3.0 is coming very, very soon. And on that 3.0 consumer alert app, it's so very beautifully made that you can make complaint and take survey on every product, every sector in Nigeria, every industry sector. You can take survey or take complaint, whether you think they've wronged you, or whether you have issues with them, or you want to give them accolades. Consumer Alert TV mobile app 3.0 is coming soon on your phone, on mobile, on your Apple Play Store, and all the likes. I don't know what else you people have. I know Apple Store. So once you get it, you can be able to make any concerns, any complaints, any reservation, any accolades you want to give to any brand out there. So thank you so much for joining the program today. I'm Kikelomo Ajibola, and this is how we do it on Consumer Analytics.
Guys, what we are bringing to the table is something essential that everybody uses, both old, young, children, male, female. And you know, a legendary artist sang a song that water,
you don't get any me.
Oh, your water, oh, water. You don't get any me. And some people say drink water, mind your business, guys.
I don't want to mind my business.
Why don't you want to mind
that is why we are bringing consumer analytics now.
But
we are not minding our business.
This is our business now.
Yeah, exactly.
It pays. Let's mind our business.
No, that's why we are coming to you.
All right, we are bringing water to the table, and
exactly.
Let us looking at water. Of course, water is very, very essential. It is that thing that we use on daily basis, and of course it has a whole lot of health benefits, but that aside, talking about water, now that everything is now modernized and we are in the golden era, whereby, you know, it graduated from spring water to nylon water, you know, to
ice water,
yeah, thank you, that's the word,
ice water.
To pure water, and now we now have table water. You know, everything that's modernized step by step. It's a gradual process. You know what they say about life, the life is a gradual process. And about this, of course, our reporter was on the streets to see people's perspective about their most preferred table water. And in the world of table water, where we have numerous brands, not one, not two, not three, consumers have done their would I say it vote, or they've made their choice.
Exactly. What served them better?
It is in two preference, whatever it is, but they've done a proper survey, sticking to what works for them, what does the work for them, and what they love to stick to. And our reporter, Elizabeth Abefe, was on the street to seek consumers' opinion, consumer perspective survey about their most preferred table water. Elizabeth Abefe, let's see what you have for us.
Staying hydrated is essential, but with so many table water brands out there, which one truly meet consumer loyalty. I am Elizabeth Abefe and I'm live here at Ikeja, Lagos. You're welcome to Consumer Voice on Consumer Hala TV, where we ask consumers to pick their preference top brands and tell us why they are picking this. Today we are putting table water to a test. Which one truly meets consumer needs in terms of taste, purification and convenience? Let's go find out whose voice wins. Which of the table water brand do you prefer taking?
Eva, Viju, and Siwe.
I go for Siwe.
Eva Water.
Nestle.
I take Seaway.
Eva.
Eva Water.
Aquafina and Nestle Water.
Eva actually. Mr. V.
Seaway Waters.
I take Siwe.
From taste to purity, we've all had the voice of our consumers and their preference on a particular brand. I'm not here to criticize any other brand or have one or two to say concerning any other brand. But as we all know, consumer voice really matters. And today's edition, Seaway won the heart of the consumers, mainly because of the taste, purification, the seal, and a whole lot. They have a lot to say concerning Seaway brand. But anyways, see you on our next edition on Consumer Voice. Thank you for watching Consumer Hala TV. I am Elizabeth Abefe.
Elizabeth Abefe speaking there, our reporter. It's not it's not a small job. It's something tedious. I must commend the good work. Keep up the good work. If you're just joining us, this is Consumer Analytics on Consumer Hala TV. This is where the voice of the consumer is being heard, and you know what it's about consumer voice. It is golden, and it's not something you put under the bucket. And of course, it is what it is. Consumer have done their choices. Choices has been made, and of course, a Seaway brand is topping the chart for this week. Reference to table water brand. Looking at it, a lot of people said different things. You know, consumers are different because we are humans, and of course our scale of preference differs from each other. And of course some people said that I'm not going to mention some brands. They had to, I will not use the word condemn, but they had to sideline that is not doing the work for them. Some people said some particular brand is very, very tasty, is not purified, most especially when they take it when they take it warm, not talking about the unchilled one. And you know, some people said they're sticking to one brand because, you know, it is their parents' favorite brand growing up. But all these things, what can you say about consumer preferences and choice? Because, you know, most of them said a lot of things that most people are not doing the job right in terms of taste, in terms of purity. You know, a lot of factors. Some brands are lacking behind, and the consumer are projecting their voice. What do you think the brands can do to make sure they meet up to standard? And before we go there, for you, what if water is doing the job? Because I know you don't take sachet water.
I don't take sachet water actually. I would say I love Nestle. I love Nestle so much. Nestle is one of the best brand out there for water for me. But Nestle is not always available. Like, it's not something that you see everywhere. So that's one of the reasons why I don't take Nestle. After Nestle, I would say I love Seaway. Not even Seaway. I love Eva Water. But Eva Water, the problem about Eva Water is that the small brand is not the small bottle. They always have that. You know, Eva Water. You know, the 35 it's always CL. Big. It's not. They don't even have 35 CL. Again. They don't really have 35 CL. I think they have a little bit larger than 35 CL now compared to other waters. So the smaller one that they have now is a little bit over 35 CL. So and it's expensive compared to other ones. So I really would go for Seaway, because Seaway is something I can easily get anywhere, anytime, because and it's not pricey. The water tastes good. It is of quality also. So I really understand why Seaway is topping the chart. The only reason why I don't really like taking other water is because I'm very sensitive when it comes to water, and my stomach, I react to water. Yeah, I react to water a lot, and that's why I try to do away with sachet water. That doesn't mean that sachet water is actually not good, but in terms of purification, I feel like table water is a little bit better than sachet water. But I love me a Nestle. If you see me saying I'm going to a particular popular pharmacy in Nigeria. I want to go and buy Nestle, and Nestle is very expensive. I think for a carton is like almost 5,000 naira.
Guys,
for this thing, for a pack.
Guys, working with Kiki has said a lot of things that she prefer table water to sachet water. It's about choice, and you know, everybody cannot be like Kiki.
No. Table water is just 200 naira, guys.
You know, you cannot compare it to 15 naira. No,
come
the difference
on.
is clear.
No.
I pray we all get there very soon.
No.
So now
don't do that.
So what do you think the other brands are still lagging behind in terms of purity, in terms of in the first instance, is it normal for water to have taste?
I don't know. But
you know, they say water, when we're in school, they taught us that water is colorless, tasteless.
Yeah.
So what are the brands trying to portray when consumer
can taste the water?
Taste water?
I think some of the time is the plastic, is the way they do the plastic. You know, I think also is the way the plastic is the plastic that leaks into the water. The smell of the plastic leaks into and give it a little bit of smell. I think the smell comes from there. You know, when you're taking sachet water, because I used to take sachet water before I moved to taking table water. Like far back, almost like 9-10 years ago, I used to take sachet water. But sometimes you can literally taste the ink that they used to write the. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. You can literally taste the
prescription.
Ink. That's what you are tasting, not really the water. And sometimes it's where the water is from. We have borehole, just like we know. We have borehole when we were younger and stuff like that. Before sachet water and table water, people used to drink Omi Amu now. So we used to have we used to have borehole. We used to have another water, like we used to have Omi borehole. We used to have Omi Konga. Because I remember when I used to fetch water for my mom back when I was a little bit younger. Yeah, so we used to have borehole. So I think it depends on how they are purifying their water, how they are making their production, how neat the environment is. And I think now that needs to really look into this particular type, because water is life, essentially. Water is something that we take in, and it is very, very important because of the hydration and every other thing. It has been stamped now that our body contains at least more than 80% of water compared to blood and every other tissue. Our body is filled with water, so we are literally water in human form. We need water to survive. So if you are getting water that is not, going to be working for us, why would we keep on buying it? So I get why people are really sticking to Seaway. Seaway is cheap, and Seaway is a very beautiful water. So yeah, I love Seaway too.
All right, before we educate the viewers at home, I would ask you, how do you love your water? Do you love it warm, or you love it chilled?
Okay, you want me to answer the question? Yeah. Actually, let's go on the short break, and when we get back, I'll answer this question.
Right, my name is Korede Peters, and I am a product manager. So this is a very innovative idea, and first off, everybody is a consumer, and so this is the voice of the consumer, and this is a voice that is going to be heard. For the first time, the consumers in this country are going to be able to express their ideas and to get to know your rights, to know what belongs to you. And it's going to change a lot of branding. It's going to change a lot of things, because everybody knows that we're not just getting things out for the consumers. The consumers have a right to accept. As they say, the customer is always right. So the customer is the consumer, and the consumer is always right. So, when there is control, when there is feedback, there is bound to be change. So so I said, I'm a product manager. When you develop products, sometimes you believe you know what the users want, and through different kinds of surveys. But when the users actually get the product, they can tell you their mind, how the product is, their feeling about the product. So it's good to definitely change how products are being designed, how services are being given to people, because you can get a feedback, and that feedback can make or mar a company, and everybody wants to have good feedback. So it's definitely going to change the behavior of people that make products. One very good thing is information. Information is power. So the consumer is going to get way more powerful. The voice of the consumer will be heard, the opinions of the consumers will be heard, and that opinion will shape how products and services will be made in this country going forward. Be on the lookout. You are now in charge. Several things coming your way through this station. I'm very excited about it. The things he's already brought out, and there will be many more things. But the bottom line, the consumer is now in the driver's seat. So Consumer Alert TV, thank you for this innovative work. You're going to keep evolving and just follow the consumers. The consumers will lead you to what they want, and that's how it's supposed to be, always. You're going to have different types of consumers, and you're going to pander to the different needs, but you are going to be making consumers very, very powerful. So, thumbs up. Keep up the good work. My name is Korede Peters. Thank you very much.
It's still Consumer Analytics, and you are still watching Consumer Analytics on Consumer Alert TV. And this is where a platform where all we do is not based on our opinion, but based on consumer preference, where consumer choose a brand that does the work for them. And today's edition, we're talking about water earlier on. And before we proceed further on the program, I was asking you, how do you love your water? Is it warm or chilled? Because for me, I do not like to take chilled water. I prefer it warm because of the voice, the ethics and, code guiding our profession. So how do you love yours?
I like my water cold actually, but not every time. It depends on the weather, but I don't think I like my water warm. I don't think I like it room temperature, a little bit chill, not like very, 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 very chill, but yeah.
Okay, so even with in this weather, I can still take cold water.
I just took one upstairs.
Okay, it is what it is. Now talking about brands that are lacking behind in texture of purification and color. I would say that it is something. It is nothing to write home about. You producing water, which everybody had the ideology from the onset, right from babies. What we grew up to know is that water is colorless and it's tasteless. We are still getting there. I will just make an instance. For that was about like 7 or 8 years back. There is a brand in Ibadan. I'm not sure they exist. They are big stories talking about their water factory and all of that. It's been a long time. So the NAFDAC officials just came to inspect, the surrounding, and they had to check. You won't imagine that they saw a dead lizard.
Inside the water?
Yeah, inside the water.
The tank.
And they asked them that, okay, for how long have you checked this? It said it's been a very, very long time. So, some things like this, some people might not know. We all know that a lizard, is a crawling, is a crawling.
It's a reptile.
Yeah, it's a reptile. Thank you. So, it crawl. So, mistakenly,
it's not they intentionally dropped it there.
Drop it there. So,
but it depends on your own maintenance. So, how well do you wash your tank?
So, sanity still, sanity portray it. If you're into manufacturing, you produce. There are some certain measures you need to be very, very vigilant. Checking your product. Checking your space, the vicinity, checking all the instruments you're using to produce the brands and everything is quite needed. So it tastes like this. I'm very sure, a dead lizard in a container and they're bringing it out. Of course, it will have this. Look at a lot of people that would have got infected, I know it's disgusting. They had to place a ban on
they need to.
It was for a very long time in Oluyole. I don't know, maybe they are still existing for now, but it was a
very bad name for them. If they had like a big brand, that must have been a very bad name for them, and that's why we always say check out what you're doing, know that what you're doing is good. Can you drink from what you're even producing? I'm very sure most of these producers cannot even drink the water they are producing because they understand what they are doing to us and how they are producing this particular product, which is a very much
I understand.
a better place regardless of what is going on, because it is very, very sad that people complain that your water has taste, your water has this, your water has that, your water is this. If you're not careful, you are going to, that's how your name is going to keep on spoiling, and the reputation that you're trying to build for over the past year is gone. Eva Water has been in existence since how many? Even in the hospital, they will recommend go and buy Eva Water. Why did they do that? They always say go and buy Eva Water, no other water. Or is it that Eva Water was the first water that was
No,
exactly.
we had some like Ragolis, other brands.
Yeah,
even.
because it will have been that, because Nigerians are fond of, calling the particular name of what came out first. But Eva Water has been the name. I can remember Ragolis water too, actually, but Eva Water has always been the name that is on top of everybody's list. Eva Water has always been the name, so I don't know what's going on. Is Ragolis water still in existence?
I wouldn't. I can't say. Even if it's still
Ragolis
out,
water.
even if it's still
Way
out there,
back.
I don't think they are still making the waves like they used to.
They are not. Now it's
just
Eva,
big.
Seaway, other ones that are making the waves.
Okay, well said. Little checks makes perfection. When you are very sensitive about the instrument, about the product, about everything you're using to produce your brand or your product, of course you are putting the health of the consumers into consideration.
Exactly.
And when it comes to water, a lot of people have the ideology, and a lot of consumers, we all have don't let me say a lot of people, we all have the mentality that, okay, this thing is already purified.
Yes.
It has gone through a whole lot of process that makes it perfect.
Yeah.
So it's just like we trusting all
That
this.
is exactly what's always on my mind when I buy table water compared to pure water. The man said that, okay, it is more processed, it is more purified than the sachet water. While the sachet water is better than the tap water. So I think that's just it.
So I can say that the brands out there talking about water, table water brands, not even limited to table water brands, all brands should put all the instruments that these products are passing through to check what they say about health is wealth and wealth is health, vice versa, because a lot of us are putting our lives into your hands. Of course we put our lives into God's hands, but literally is what we rely solely on what you produce. We take it day in, day out. Of course, one way or the other, we are putting our lives into your hand. And what is our gain at the latter end, whereby we're getting infected, we have to treat a chronic disease and all of that. At the latter end, that we consumed what you people are producing. It's nothing to write home about. So please, all brands should be in check. And even the one that is stopping the chat, Seaway, I'm very sure all hands are on deck, to make sure everything is well done and well processed. And all other brands too. We are not condemning brands. But what we are just doing here is just
bring the awareness of what the consumer have about you to you right there, so that you can make adjustments where the adjustment is necessary. That's just why we are bringing
and also to summon you, to put you in check by you doing the needful. In the process of you doing the needful, you check what you are meant to check. Like I'm very sure if the brands I told you about that happened in Ibadan, if they had done the proper checking, they won't fall. And latter end, okay, I skipped a part of the story. It was a consumer that tasted the water and was like, no, something is wrong somewhere. So I guess the person intended NAFDAC officials. That was why they came all of a sudden. Yeah, that you need to go and check. So you never can say who tastes your brand, who tastes your. Of course, we have people that taste brand and all of that, and if they are sensing that no, this is not meant to be, they will summon you up. So please let us be very, very careful and let us do what is best at. And see where you're doing the job, and consumers sticking up to your brand, all other brands too. Of course, I'm very sure sooner or later we'll come back to this table, and I want to see all other brands as well. Soaring high like an eagle. Consumer analytics, of course, is coming to an end this minute, and please stay with us. Go nowhere. We are coming back on Resolution Box.
there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
Consumer Hala TV.
Consumer Hala TV.
Consumer Hala TV.
At Consumer Hala TV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at Consumer Hala TV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrives.
And guess what? Our Consumer Hala brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and lots more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at Consumer Hala TV. Follow us on our Facebook page, Consumer Hala TV, our Instagram page, Consumer Hala TV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free, Consumer Hala TV. At Consumer Hala TV, you deserve to be heard. At Consumer Hala TV, you deserve to be heard.
My name is Tunde Olufowora, and I'm the CEO of Van Eyck Communications. We are the we call the publisher or the owner of the new initiative called Consumer Hala TV. Consumer Hala TV is actually Nigeria's first consumer-centered, or call it consumer-centric television platform that aims to bring voice to the over 220 million Nigerians. It was a vision that came to my heart about 10 years ago. I remember that I was traveling. I traveled out of the country, on airline, and I had this unpleasant experience. It was a trip to an African country from Nigeria, and I actually went with a local flight from Nigeria. I wouldn't want to mention the name of the airline, and then it was to South Africa, and we landed in South Africa, and let me just paraphrase it. When I was coming back, I had some money, some dollars, and that someone had given to me to hand over to another person in Nigeria. So I wanted to help out. I didn't want to carry the cash on myself. So for whatever reason, I opted to. I had a small case, and I felt that it was safer for me to put the money in my luggage. So I put it in a safe place in my luggage, got everything intact, and I checked in my luggage. My arrival in Nigeria, I was standing and was waiting by the carousel just so that I could pick up my luggage, and then I was there for 1 hour and waiting for my luggage. I didn't know that my luggage already arrived, and it was one of the luggage that was moving around on the carousel. So after about 1 hour wait, I looked to my left and my right. Almost everybody had gone. I think there were just about 2 or 3 left. So I beckoned on the woman that was on my side, and I noticed she was really in tears. Madam, what happened? She said, her bag has just been torn and a lot of things stolen. So I said, well, I've also been waiting for my own. She said, you better go and check those luggages there. Maybe yours is one of them. And lo and behold, I went around there mine was one of them. By the time I got it, everything inside my luggage was gone. All the valuable things there were gone. To cut the long story short, we felt there was need for us to report the case, at least to the airline. It was in the night, about 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. We went in to go and see the officer that was in charge. As soon as we got in there, the officer said, "Oh, so sorry, but you will have to go to our head office in somewhere in Victoria Island, to lodge a complaint." Okay. So the next day we went to the Victoria Island and we lodged a complaint, and that was it. And since that day, I'm talking a story of over 10 years ago, I didn't get a call, not even a call from that airline to talk to me about what happened to my luggage. Now, about a month after that trip, I had another opportunity to travel out of the country. This time around it was to the US, and it was an official assignment. And I flew on, I will mention the airline this time around. I flew on a BA. I really didn't like BA. I usually go with Virgin Atlantic and things like that. But my protocol officer convinced me and said, "Okay, you will love BA. Why don't you go on BA?" Anyway, so I went on BA to US. And of course, when I returned from US to Nigeria, we had to do, of course, there'll be like a connecting flight, from Heathrow. So we got into London Heathrow, and then because it was through Heathrow that we went, and then so they changed since it was BA, they changed the aircraft this time around to a bigger one. Clearly because there were more Nigerians, or more people that were planning to come to Nigeria, and then we boarded. Not quite 10 minutes into the flight, in the air, the aircraft started malfunctioning. The air conditioning compartment were not functioning very well. I was on what you call business economy. The whole of that business economy all the way to economy side, the ACs were not working well. It was hot. And then I was watching. And then from that moment till we got to Nigeria. From that moment till we got to, I'm just trying to paraphrase. From that moment till we got to Nigeria, I could remember very well how many times the pilot, broke into conversation and had to apologize and say, "We're really very sorry about this." He was giving us almost every 30 minutes. There's always a kind of update. "So sorry, this is what we're doing now, this is what we're doing." While we were on that journey, I also remember an incident. So they came, the crew apparently couldn't resolve they couldn't manage the crisis or what was going on about it. They couldn't fix it. So they come up and said, "We're so sorry, but for all the inconvenience, we're declaring, free lunch, free whatever it is you want, you can get." So trust Nigerians, you need to hear how everybody were jubilating. What?
This is the solution box whereby if you're feeling any dissatisfaction about any brand whatsoever, please do not hesitate to call the numbers displaying on the big screen, and that is the only valid identity card for you to be part of the conversation. And please note, it's not about the content we are reviewing on the program. If you're feeling any dissatisfaction or any displeasure about any industry, any sector, please bring it on the program. It is resolution box, and the 72-hour feedback mechanism, of course, is guaranteed. I promise you that. And today on this program, of course, you're back. Like I said earlier on, this is resolution box. No matter what the weather, whether it's raining, whether it's sunny, of course, we are here for you. And I can see that, I told you earlier on that you have to shake your body like this weather. It's not doing the work for you, right?
The weather is resting weather, obviously, but I just can't leave my people hanging. So we have to come for resolution box.
Okay, so what about you, Rimofe? So how is the weather treating you?
I mean, if I had the opportunity,
I'll sleep.
I'll sleep. It's so chilly, man.
Very chilly, actually.
But it is what it is. We have to be here to do the work, duty calls. And today on Resolution Box, we are talking about water. I sang a song earlier on, Kike can testify to. And of course, you can echo with me along because Rimofe was not here when I was taking the song by Legendary. The Legendary says, water. You don't get any me, oh me a lot.
That's true.
Water.
You don't get any me.
Hey, to baby mo, omi lo ma lo.
I don't even remember that part. I just know that it's water.
A legendary fella there. So we are talking about water, and we all know that water is a very, very important necessity. Let me use that word again, important necessity, because of course a day cannot go by without using water. I'm talking about water, take table water. We have a whole lot of brands that they are, doing the job out there. So I will put it to you, Rimofe, talking about brands, table water, what brand is doing the job for you?
Well, for me, most likely Seaway or Ever. Because I mean, Seaway is quite, apart from the fact that it's popular, I remember growing up, they taught us that there are 3 properties of water. It has no taste, no color, and no odor.
Yeah.
And when you get Seaway, and I think it's very true of that fact that it doesn't have any taste. But it's so surprising that these days you get to see water that has taste.
Yeah, we spoke about it
even
earlier.
sometimes the odor, and but Seaway does it for me. Or even sometimes.
All this we spoke about it earlier, just like Kike said. But I would ask you the question in relevant. What do you think can be the factor, whereby brands are serving consumers water that is tasty, that has odor? What do you think are the factors that surround such production?
Well, for me, I just think it's lack of proper hygiene, and for the fact that sometimes it's production process. Because when you look at it, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration Control, NAFDAC, sometimes they seal up factories.
Yes.
Because some of these guys, sometimes when you get there, people just think they are consuming the right thing, but the manufacturing process is what determines the outcome of it. Definitely something is wrong somewhere. It's either they are trying to bypass some things in the course of manufacturing the water and all that. So I think that is what leads to it having taste or smell, having bad smell.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that's a very interesting one there. And please, for the viewers at home, please, you can be part of the conversation by telling us, the brand that is doing the job for you in reference to table water, and you're feeling you want to complain, you're not getting the attention, the deserved attention from a particular sector or industry, please do well to call the numbers displaying on the big screen. And of course, still on the context of the content, guys, look at that lyrics, context of the content.
Nice, right?
Yeah, so popular table water brands in Nigeria, the top brands are Seaway, table water, and it's known for its affordability and quality. Okay, somebody here from my left side, my left hand side, I guess the person is meant to be endorsed as a Seaway brand ambassador, because she said all these things earlier on.
Why exactly every time Kike has to be endorsed with this brand?
Yeah,
Please bring brands in local.
I
do the work of the
by now we should have how many deals, endorsement deals, if not 4, like about 4. I mean, from different sectors.
Thank
anyway.
you guys. Actually, I love table water.
We are seeing your work.
I love table water, and table water is also very, very nice. And like I said earlier, Seaway is what people would. I'm not surprised that Seaway won the heart of the consumers because it is quite affordable and it's doing the work. Like everything you just said, Seaway has it and it's very, very cheap compared to Eva and other stores actually. But I said it earlier on, if I don't go for, I love Nessu. Nessu is like for me.
That's another brand.
The one of the best brands out there. It is very good, but it is not really accessible. You don't see
I was going to mention that.
You don't see Nessu anywhere.
I can't remember the last time I
exactly,
saw
but it is out
Nessu.
there actually. People are buying Nessu. The only place I see Nessu, you know, is at a popular pharmacy. I said earlier on Consumer Analytics that at a popular I don't want to say the name, but I think everybody should know the pharmacy. It's very popular. Island, mainland, that's where you see Nessu. Unless it's very expensive. A pack of Nessu is 5,000 naira, if I'm not mistaken.
So
the last time
if you want to buy just
I think it is
bottle.
about 500 naira. But I think it is 24 instead of 12. So I think it's 225 compared to 15, 12 that we used to buy our normal regular table water. And then followed by Eva. Eva also is quite pricey. In the market, and you don't get to see the smaller version. It's always those 400 cl bottles that we see out there, and that's why it's not really accessible. But for me, it is Nessu first, Eva, then Seaway is the ultimate. Just you get it anywhere, and it does the work, and it's quite affordable. Just 200 naira. You drink water.
I was going to ask from your flow of thought. I was going to ask, why do you think it's quite not so common to find Nessu everyone? Like I quite understand that apart from the price, because I mean Eva too, the price is not the same with Seaway, but you can still assess that, you know. But why do you think Seaway?
I actually think that you know, when a brand is associated with people of high level, that's just my own flow of thought actually. Nessu is something that is not really like common among us. Even when we're growing up, Nessu is not something that is common. We all know that Nessu is a very good product, but it's not like a common product. It's not a common water. And also, just like Eva water, most of us take Eva water when we visit the hospital. It's not as if, no, seriously. If you are a Nigerian, you understand that if you are sick.
Even for children.
Yeah, it is Eva water. Even for babies, it is Eva water. No other water. They say it's Eva water. If you go to any nursing mothers right now, it is Eva water. No other water. So I feel like that is why those two products it's just that Nessu is actually a little bit difficult to get than Eva water. So I feel like that is why it is like that actually. Because I remember when the last time I took Nessu water, I think around 2 months ago, and then I took it in April when my friend came down to Nigeria. She didn't want to take any other water apart from Nessu water because she felt like she knew that if she had taken, she has not been staying in Nigeria for quite a while now, and she wanted something that she would react to. And then she was like, "Get me Nessu water. If I can't get Nessu water, then please try and look for Eva water."
Did you just say Nessu, right?
It's Nessu.
I thought you said Nessu water.
No.
Okay. Are you trying to bring that to the market sector?
No. Nessu water actually. It was like, if you can't get me Nessu, and I think Pure Life is actually out of the country. Also, the water actually, I think Pure Life is out of the country. Also because they serve it on here too sometimes. The smaller version, the very, very small one. Then she was like, if you can't get me Nessu water, I don't know what I'm going to drink, but please try and get Nessu. And we had to look for it because we picked her up from the airport around after 2:12 in the middle of the night. And we had to look for Nessu water that night because she said she was very tasty and she needed to take paracetamol because of the jet lag and everything.
An ambassador.
So she actually was like, it's not as if she liked Nessu, just because she had left the country. So she knew that the water that's going to be safe for her is Nessu water. If she can't get Nessu water, then something may actually go wrong with her system. So I think that's the reason why. But Seaway is quite affordable. It is a very good product. And that's what I always say, that it's not how expensive or high pricey a product is. It's how well it serves the people. And I'm not surprised that Seaway topped the chart this afternoon.
So talking about the brands of water we have in Nigeria, Seaway water, of course, is packaged in 750 ml bottles, and it's suitable for personal, home, and event use. Moving away from there, we have Aquapack Limited. Of course, this is a Lagos-based brand, and it offers premium bottled water. According to research, that is pure and free from impurities. The price, of course, is very, very affordable. Talking about Eva water, talking about Eva water produced by Coca-Cola, and Eva water undergoes a rigorous testing to ensure purity and healthiness, and the price, of course, is quite affordable. We have Nessu.
Eva water is not affordable.
Oh, really?
Let's know Eva water is not affordable. Let's put it out there.
But if you have,
Eva water is pricier than any water.
But if you have 500 naira, you should be able to get the least, of.
500 naira is for water. It is diabolical. I don't understand. Like seriously, like
No, serious,
500 naira for water is actually very diabolical. It is water. I don't understand why you're selling water for 500.
But
naira.
you shouldn't forget that when you talk about manufacturing processes, if you look at if you look at the packaging, the bottle itself, sometimes you get some water. I don't know if you've ever experienced
I have
it.
a particular one in my mind actually.
You
That's
get some
very
water.
soft.
You understand?
Even
Even before you take it, I mean, the bottle is already
somehow. I'm saying that Eva is not affordable. Let's put it out there because other waters they are selling their water. I think 75 cl for around 200 naira. Eva water's smaller bottle is 300 naira. So it's
quality.
not. I know. I'm just only want us to say it is not affordable.
But to some people, money na water, fingers are not equal.
Okay.
So,
For me, Eva water is not affordable.
All right.
Please bring it down, I beg.
All right, talking about next to bottle water,
Yeah.
of course, sourced from spring water. I said, from spring water,
Yeah.
we graduated to, ice
Ice
water,
water,
sachet
water.
water, table water, and all of that.
Memories.
So, next water is, of course, meticulously processed to guarantee cleanliness.
I really,
it's something you can afford. Then we have Ragolis bottled water. We spoke about Ragolis too.
I don't know if it's my
with
favorite
over
anymore.
3 decades of experience, Ragolis water is known for its quality and has been awarded the Certificate of Quality Management System by the Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON. Wow, team, that is something commendable, Ragolis water. Team, what do you think about Ragolis water? And when last did you buy a Ragolis water? Team, please, let's bring this to the table and let's spark some conversation.
Ragolis
I just knew back then, like,
Then-
just so common. People say
Ragolis
Ragolis.
I think
thing.
I
Do you
think
know
Ragolis
people
water
take
has to be the
do you-
first
do you know
one.
people take the container for Ragolis even after
Yeah.
after consuming the water? Emmy, our parents will tell us, go and get me that Ragolis
Yes.
bottle. Loba mi mu Ragolis
Yes.
bottle.
I think one time as I was saying that I was quite shocked that they don't recommend Ragolis in the hospital because I felt like Nigerians, I don't even feel like Nigerians always stick to the first product that comes out and they call all the product the same thing. Like Maggi, they call Maggi, they call Indomie.
Diapers too.
They call
Pampers.
diapers, Pampers, because that's the first thing that came. Even powder is dusting powder. Like everything that just came out, that's what they actually do call it. So I thought that Eva water was the first, but I could remember that there was Ragolis water. So how come Eva water was recommended? Because in the hospital, even the doctor say buy Eva water for her. It was like a common thing. Anybody that's in the hospital, you go to the ward, you will see a water that is called Eva water on their cabinet side. So I think that was it. But for me, it's been a while I saw Ragolis water. I think it's been years back, and Ragolis water was a beautiful water if I could remember. In fact, people used to sell Ragolis water like ice water. They break it down because people could not people did not want to buy it because they felt like it's water. Why would it be expensive?
All right, interesting one, guys. I am my team here, best team in the world, of course. Kike has said her own side. So now let me move on to my right hand side. I'm just like a middleman here, like how Jesus was on the cross, and I have my two.
Anyway,
Okay, don't do that.
So now let me turn to my right now. Rimofe, when last did you see Ragolis water, and how was the experience for you taking Ragolis water while growing up?
I mean, for me, I just believe that it was one of the best brands.
Right.
You bought it for 15 naira or 17 naira?
I think I remember when they were selling for 15 naira and then moved to 17 naira. And
But
then
I just remember that it was like she said. In fact, while growing up, I thought every table water was
Ragolis water.
You
Yes.
understand? So at some point, I was able to differentiate between
Ragolis and Eva.
other brands.
Yeah,
and
was even
Nigeria.
Ragolis and Eva. Ragolis
Yeah,
and Eva.
but I mean, so it gives the satisfaction. It gives
Yeah, 3
satisfaction.
decades is a lot of time.
But for me, I would have thought Eva was like the oldest brand.
Exactly, the
because-
important.
I mean, I still need to ask why. Most times in the hospitals, it's recommended. I don't
Eva
know.
water. Eva water.
Maybe every other brand too is tested,
Yeah,
trusted.
but like Eva
for
water is that
But talking
thing.
about Ragolis, it's I mean, I wish they were still.
All right.
Please come back to us.
Nigerians, you do. Calling every water Ragolis water. Well done, sir. Well done, man.
Yeah.
We also have Swan table water sourced from natural springs, and Swan water is rich in essential minerals. Of course, the price range, of course, is something you can get. We have other notable brands. We have Aquafina, undergoes, 7 purification steps.
Ooh.
Wow, that is a very interesting one. Aside from Aquafina, we have Aquadana. This is an Ibadan-based brand, and it offers. Why are you?
You're the one now.
Okay, it offers clean and affordable drinking water. We also have Biggie Premium, produced by Right Foods. Biggie water undergoes several filtration and purification steps. Guys, before you move left, you would have seen Biggie. Before you move right, you would have seen Biggie. In any event, you would have seen Biggie. What is happening with Biggie Premium?
I think Biggie water is actually quite on the cheaper level. It is very, very affordable, and I think that's why you always see Biggie everywhere. It's just like you seeing some other soda drinks. People, you will not really see the Pepsi, the Fantas. You will just see maybe like Biggie Cola. Biggie is always Biggie Cola because they are like on the cheap level. And they are like quite very affordable compared to other ones. I think that's how you will see them.
All right.
Honestly, I don't even know Biggie had water. Honestly.
Oh, really?
Seriously.
I just wanted to turn to you now.
Yeah, that's why.
Biggie also has water.
Yeah,
Biggie has. I love Biggie drink and I like it. I know
love
Biggie drink. Different flavor.
Yeah.
But when it comes to water, I didn't even know.
Biggie also have water, and my only issue with Biggie water, I wanted to say, because you said it, Biggie water is one of those water that the plastic is not really strong. It gets bent easily. It's like very flexible.
Hey, if people want something that's not pricey now.
No, it's actually 200 naira. That's the thing.
That is it. It's not pricey.
All right, guys, this is Resolution Box with Consumer Hala TV. Before we go on a short break, please, you can be part of the conversation and telling us, talking about the content on today's program, what table water is doing the job for you. Please do well to call the numbers displaying on the big screen. And if you are feeling that you're not getting the saved attention, or you're not getting the satisfaction about any brand whatsoever, any industry, any sector, please, it's not limited to what we're analyzing on the program. And back to drinking water. Of course, drinking water has numerous benefits for our bodies, and here are some of the advantages. Talking about the physical benefit, hydration. Water helps to maintain the fluid balance, which is essential for proper bodily functions. The temperature regulation too. Water helps to regulate body temperature through sweating. And the digestion as well. I think this is one of the reasons why everybody takes water. Though, it is what it is. Some people would call my tribe, you eat stone and you don't take water, because and I'm like, because the one of the main ideology people, even before talking about the hydration and other nutrients, is because of the digestion. And people like, how did you eat that 2 wrap of fufu and did not take water? So water aids in digestion and prevents constipation. Then skin health. Now I believe when people say, when people say, you are glowing and everything, I just drink water a lot.
I need water.
So, when you take the water, you glow better. If you are, caramel chocolate, from the left, and if you are kind of a med, color from my right hand side, just take water, and the med will always pop out. And if you're light skinned, take more water. But all these things, of course, water does a whole lot of good to the body. But all these things, there are some little skincare they apply to it. A story for another day. Drinking water keeps skin hydrated, reducing wrinkles and improving elasticity. Then the joint health. Water helps keep the joint lubricated and healthy. So please take water. And an healthy benefit of water, it prevents hydration. When you take water, of course, you're not taking water leads to headaches, fatigue, and other healthy. I think that is
even kidney stones. Actually, water also causes kidney stones. Lack of water, dehydration causes kidney stone. Even from your pee, you know that you're dehydrated, and I think also appendix, a lot of issues like that.
Yeah, right. It supports kidney function. Water helps kidney function properly, reducing the risk of kidney stones and other problems. Nutrition is in the house. You have nothing to worry about. It also boosts energy. Even mild dehydration can cause fatigue. So drinking water can help increase energy levels. Also, you taking water does a lot of good to the body. It supports weight loss. If you are feeling feeling like, okay, you are two, you want to lose your weight, you know, you want to be so as portable. I'm not talking about, you know, portable the singer. I'm talking about the normal English terms of portable. You want to be like Kike Lomo. Please drink water. It can help you reduce your weight loss by increasing satiety and boosting metabolism. I would ask you, is water the secret for you? Because, you know, yeah, you know, in maintaining your stature and, you know, to look good.
You should ask him the question again.
Yeah, I need to ask him the question.
No, you should ask him
how many? You should ask.
He should also ask you.
How many cup of water do you take daily?
I mean, I drink water a lot. In all honesty, I can't give number because someone like when I wake up, the first thing I drink is water.
Which is very good.
I can drink water, but the only thing is I don't know. You get to pee more. Because you are consuming more of the water, and it's very good because
it flushes out your system.
it flushes out the system. I love drinking water a lot. Like even when I go for events or normally, if somebody were to offer me drink or water, I would naturally go for water. Seriously.
Okay, so it will also reduce risk of certain diseases. Drinking enough water may reduce the risk of certain diseases such as kidney stones, urinary tract infections,
very
and some
common
type of
between
cancer.
ladies actually. Unitary tract infection, UTI, is very common with ladies, especially if you are sexually active. If you don't take water regularly, also it's quite painful.
Let's look at the cognitive benefits. I mean, the reasoning activity. It improves and focus. You know, taking water can improve cognitive function, including focus and concentration. Exactly. When you take water, you reason. You
mind your business.
You mind your business. So it enhances memory,
hydration. I don't want to mind my business.
No, because when you mind your business, I'm just trying to buttress
you have a peace of mind.
Because yes, when you drink water, your concentration is on your goals. You don't have time to start looking at.
Me, I want to poke nose, so I don't want to mind my business, but I still want to drink water. How can I now do it?
Okay, I think maybe after the program we have to be on a round table to analyze that puzzle. So drinking water can help improve memory and cognitive performance, and of course other benefits. It supports your exercise performance. You know, proper hydration is essential for athletes and individuals who engage in regular physical activity. It also promotes healthy hair and nails.
Exactly.
Okay, wow. Exactly, that's so feminine. Okay, I know, ladies, please, for healthy hair and nails, please take more water. And drinking water can help keep hair and nails healthy and strong. Overall, drinking enough water is essential for maintaining physical and mental health, and it is recommended to drink at least 8 to 10 glasses. And this was where I was coming. Do you take up to 8 or 10?
I think more than that.
I think more than that. Anybody who knows me,
which is not good.
Because anybody who knows me,
I know that you take a lot of water, but it's not good. You get overhydrated.
So how many?
The recommended one, I think they say 3 liters.
When I said someone is a nutritionist, you all are
it's
okay.
But sometimes I just feel like someone like me now. Someone like me now, I just feel like taking water.
No,
I feel
you
like
can't
it's
feel
natural.
like it. Water is good, but when something is too much, it can become harmful to the body. We have dehydration, we have the normal hydration, we have overhydration. Overhydration is also very, very deadly as dehydration, even more deadly.
But I would even say that, you know, one thing is that days I don't take up to that. Like that days I don't take enough water, and that days I take more, and that days I just take. Like today now, I've not really drunk so much.
If you would allow me to say what I have in mind, team, let's just leave Irimofe for him money now water. He can take it as much as he likes. So drinking on.
Don't take water as much as you like.
No, I'm talking about Irimofe. Like take it as much
I
as you
get
like.
back in. Don't worry.
So drinking unhygienic tap water, we should analyze it because a lot of people just take water and they don't even look at, they just use cup to get water from anywhere without.
Sorry to cut you short. Apart from using cup tea, all this sachet water too. Because sometimes
I said it earlier that I feel like sachet water is just a little bit better than tap water.
Yeah.
Even sometimes it may not even be. Let's be factual because we've seen a lot of times that the vicinity where they make sachet water, and sachet water are the ones that are very common with taste. Because of the ink, you would probably taste the ink or even smell the water. You will smell some water and say, "What? This water smells somehow." So I think that's one of the reasons why I do not like taking sachet water. So those kind of water, we need to be very, very careful with them actually.
Okay, so drinking unhygienic tap water. Before we even go there, some people belong to a school of thought whereby if you want to take water, you want to drink water, and you find some particles or it's quite dirty, you just warm it and it's purified. Do you believe that ideology?
I don't oppose the ideology, but I would never do that.
I don't know if it has been scientifically proven.
No, it is. They said if something goes through the heat, then it is.
Yeah, I know. Well, purification of water, I know is one of the methods you can use to kill germs. But is it 100% accurate? That's what I'm saying.
I don't even want to know if it is 100% accurate. I don't think I'll be doing it. Once I'm seeing particles in the water, no, I wouldn't do
because
that.
Because if you look at sometimes, even if you boil water and use it to cook, it doesn't mean you can end up having some of these diseases.
People have food poisoning now. Why do people have food poisoning?
Because that means, is there a guarantee? That is my own concern. I'm not saying it doesn't.
You can just help with the jam, but like I don't think that's the goal. I don't think I would be doing that actually. Please.
Okay, all right, guys. My team have spoken so well. From my left hand side, Kike Lomo, the nutritionist, said a whole lot of things. I'm Monina water. Yeah. I said a whole lot of things. But before we talk about drinking unhygienic table water, what it can cause, what harm it can cause to the body, please let's go on this commercial break. We'll be right back.
My name is Korede Peters and I am a product manager. So this is a very innovative idea, and first off, everybody is a consumer, and so this is the voice of the consumer, and this is the voice that is going to be heard. For the first time, the consumers in this country are going to be able to express their ideas and to get to know your rights, to know what belongs to you. And it's going to change a lot of branding. It's going to change a lot of things, because everybody knows that we're not just getting things out for the consumers. The consumers have a right to accept. You know, as they say, the customer is always right. So the customer is the consumer, and the consumer is always right. So, you know, when there is control, when there is feedback, there is bound to be change. So so I said, I'm a product manager. When you develop products, sometimes you believe you know what the users want, and through different kinds of surveys. But when the users actually get the product, they can tell you their mind, how the product is, their feeling about the product. So it's good to definitely change how products are being designed, how services are being given to people, because you can get a feedback, and that feedback can make or mar a company, you know, and everybody wants to have good feedback. So it's definitely going to change the behavior of people that make products. One very good thing is information. Information is power. So the consumer is going to get way more powerful. The voice of the consumer will be heard, the opinions of the consumers will be heard, and that opinion will shape how products and services will be made in this country going forward. Be on the lookout. You are now in charge. Several things coming your way through this station. I'm very excited about it. The things he's already brought out, and there will be many more things. But the bottom line, the consumer is now in the driver's seat. So Consumer Alert TV, thank you for this innovative work. You're going to keep evolving, and just follow the consumers. The consumers will lead you to what they want, and that's how it's supposed to be, always. You're going to have different types of consumers, and they're going to pander to the different needs, but you're going to be making consumers very, very powerful. So thumbs up, keep up the good work. My name is Korede Peters. Thank you very much.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, As a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
Consumer Hala TV.
Consumer Hala TV.
Consumer Hala TV.
At Consumer Hala TV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at Consumer Hala TV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrive.
And guess what? Our Consumer Hala brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and a lot more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at Consumer Hala TV. Follow us on our Facebook page, Consumer Hala TV, our Instagram page, Consumer Hala TV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. Consumer Hala TV. At Consumer Hala TV, you deserve to be heard. At Consumer Hala TV, you deserve to be heard. How well do you take water? I must tell you that water is something you should take 8 to 10 glasses of water. It is something hygienic and it works so well on your skin. And most people that you do approach them and I love your skin, what is the secret? And they tell you water. Please do not sweep that word under the carpet. It really works for them. It can work for you too. Welcome to Resolution Box on Consumer Hala TV. And Resolution Box is that platform well designed for you as a consumer. If you're feeling, if you're having any complaint, you want to lodge any complaint whatsoever about any industrial sector, not limited to what we're analyzing on the table, please do well to call the number displaying on the big screen. And that's the only way to be a partaker of the conversation. And if you do not have any complaint, you want to testify to, or you want to add 1 or 2 quotas to what we are analyzing on the program, please do well to call the numbers that are displaying on the screen. We're talking about water, and of course it's been a insightful conversation. And we're just about talking about the when you take on hygienic table water, the disease that follow up, and they're talking about like that. It leads to various waterborne disease. And some of the most common ones. We have bacterial diseases. We have cholera, highly infectious disease. It was around last year. It was in the news, and of course I took the news very well. Cholera, most especially in the north.
Even on the island,
Yes,
yes.
I remember.
It happened in the north too as well.
Because the water on the island is not really hygienic.
There was one I saw. The person opened the tap, and kind of a muddy water.
Is
kind
it
of
on the island?
Water. On the island.
Yeah, what island?
I can testify to it, and you know quite well. My sister was staying in Aja, and I mean,
Aja is even nothing to write home about.
There
when
were
it comes
times
to
I
water.
visited them, and it was very, on a much short notice, it was very terrible, and
Oh my God! Yeah, they even use most of them use pure water to bathe actually, because of how bad the water is.
Okay, so cholera is, of course, we have diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, and dehydration, often spread through contaminated water and food. Typhoid fever as well, a bacterial infection transmitted through ingestion of food or water contaminated with feces from an infected person. It causes fever, muscle ache, fatigue, and
Fun fact:
sweating.
this is the reason why I don't like to take sachet water. I react quickly to water, and it gives me typhoid a lot. And typhoid is something that when it happens to me, I can remember 2014, I had a typhoid. That was my biggest, that should be my scariest my parents have ever been. Because I was told that I was in coma for 3 days. I didn't know what was happening. Until today, I don't have a recollection of the sickness. But I knew that I woke up in the hospital, but I cannot recollect the sickness. I was it was a time. It was a very very sad time for my dad because he was really scared. I was in the hospital for more than 2 months. It was a lot of and I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. So it was just God. And since then I stopped taking pure water. That was why when the doctor said I took a water. That's why. So since then, my dad would always buy table water and say, okay, you have to take table water. This is what is happening. And it was a lot of hassle. So water is something that can kill if you're not careful. If you take contaminated water, it can actually kill. And I'm actually a living testament to that.
I'm sorry for that ugly experience. Of course, we also have salmonellosis, a bacterial disease causing diarrhea, fever, abdominal cramps for women, and vomiting, often spread through contaminated water and food. You know, it annoys me and it baffles me most of the time when ladies vomit. They think, baby, it's pregnant.
Yeah.
You know, there are some other symptoms whereby when you're feeling sick, you know, it's a normal thing to vomit. We also have dysentery, an intestinal infection characterized by severe diarrhea, blood or mucus in stool, and stomach cramps, often caused by poor hygiene and contaminated water. And you know, it's so saddening that most people just think the only disease limited to taking unhygienic water is just cholera.
Yeah,
it's far beyond that. We have we have some viral diseases like hepatitis A, a viral liver infection transmitted through consumption of contaminated food and water, or close contact with an infected person, causing fatigue, jaundice, nausea, and abdominal pain.
And seriously, hepatitis A is very crazy.
It is. I think they said it's even deadlier than HIV.
Of course it is.
HIV is manageable. I mean, somebody can have HIV as long as they are taking your antiretroviral
in fact,
drugs.
I think there's a way that, in fact, you cannot even transmit it now. They'll make it undetected.
Yeah, once you're undetectable, you know, you
can even, you know, give birth, you know.
Yes, and abnormal like that.
They say hepatitis A and B is even
dead, and many people need more orientation about it, because people
I think we need to talk about this on
because you just need to, people need that orientation. And like you mentioning water now, many people don't even know that water can be the cause of it, you understand? So it's really crazy.
What you take inside our body is a lot of things that we need to watch out for.
I know it's because it's highly contagious. If somebody has it, it's easily
spread.
So that's just something.
Okay, we also have norovirus, a highly contagious virus causing gastroenteritis, often spread through contaminated water around food. We also have parasitic diseases, giardiasis, parasitic disease causing diarrhea, abdominal cramps, bloating, and weight loss, often spread through contaminated water around food. We have cryptosporidiosis, a diarrhea disease caused by a microscopic parasite, often spread through contaminated water around food. You know, there are a lot of other diseases that you can get, a deadly one that you can get from taking unhygienic water. Please, it's about, and you know, we are in the we are in the 21st century, so please, we should know that taking unhygienic water, of course, is very detrimental to the health. We also have polio, a highly infectious viral
polio is deadly, guys. I don't wish polio on even my worst of the worstest enemy. Polio is a very deadly disease, and also is in the body. And thank God that there's a vaccine for polio. Please, when they tell you that you should bring your children for vaccines, try and make research. We're not saying that you should just take them blindly, but these vaccines are really, really important, because we've seen polio affect people that they have to live in a tube because of how polio has affected them, and it kills a lot. Please just be careful how the polio is a very, very bad disease.
All right, talking about that, we also have amoebiasis, a parasitic disease causing diarrhea, abdominal pain, and weight loss, often spread through contaminated water and food. Please, just like Kike said the other time, that what we take in, we should be very, very sensitive about it. It's something I testify. To prevent all these diseases, it is essential to drink safe and purified water, practice a good hygiene, and ensure proper sanitation. And let's look at, okay, you were not on the program earlier on Consumer Analytics. I said about a particular brand that was sealed, you know, NAFDAC agencies had to seal it because they found, they got to find a dead lizard
in the tank of the water.
So, and talking about that, in regards to that,
Oh my
NAFDAC has been
God.
actively cracking down on unhealthy table water producers in Nigeria. According to some recent news and actions by the agency, NAFDAC seals 4 table water factories in this year, March, and
Wow.
NAFDAC, sealed 4
I
table
think
water.
they still need to see more.
They actually do
They
need
need to see more
I
because
swear.
you really need to see how these factories, how they really operate. It's so sad, seriously. It's until when you get there and you just realize, especially all this sachet water.
Yes,
And many people
please.
it's because when you look at it, you are even talking about ever water 300. Some people can't even afford 200 naira to
200
buy
water,
table
yes,
water. So when they
yes.
buy these things, just because you guys want to make money at the detriment of people's health. So I mean, it's wickedness, seriously.
And I really do not understand why they are selling table water for 200 naira when it is 12 in a pack. That's how much? 24, right? And you are selling this thing for 15. Like the pack is 15. So why are you selling it for 200 naira? You can sell it for 150 and still get your gain. It's not only the manufacturers now, it's also the retailers. Why exactly are you selling water for 200 naira when the pack of a water is the pack of Viju Seaway is 15?
You know, when we're talking about hiking a sector right there, it's not only coming from, most of it does not come from the government, and fine,
Yes.
government have a quota to do.
Yes.
But most of the time, if there is a little inch of spring, our wholesalers, people out there will just,
I
increase.
think that's why
and,
we need to government needs to regularize
These things. Because I'm even
absolutely.
saying that it's not as if I'm buying the 15 from the company, or it's not from the company, it's from the retailer. So that means the retailer is even buying it cheaper from the company
wholesaler.
too. Yes.
And the wholesaler is getting
why
on a
exactly
cheaper
are you
rate
telling
from.
me
Because government
times
is not
2 of
looking
the
into
money?
it too. Government is
We
not
need to
looking.
do better. So
There
that
needs
means
to be
you are
regularization.
getting almost 1,000 naira gain. You can sell it for 150 and you still get your gain. Actually.
Yeah, I remember my grandma, she used to say one adage in Yoruba, I want to be out of the box for just a sec. She would say, "Appointment short." So,
Benny.
if you're selling water, you can never, you of course, you will always make profit. You can never run at loss.
Because it's water.
Because it is water. And,
People
now,
need it, they'll buy it.
and in Abuja, NAFDAC sealed 4 table water production factories in Abuja for failing to meet good manufacturing practice standard. And the factories include, according to research, a lot of companies right there. Please, and I hope there is something we need to look out for. If I was saying about the brand that happened, that one happened, I
In
witnessed it
Ibadan,
in
yeah.
Ibadan. It was sealed. So somebody now said that they still have to look into it, because later on, if they are being pardoned, they would change the name of the brand. And what do you think the agencies can do? If something is bad, they should eradicate it. No time for second
But I
chance.
think I beg to differ in the sense that if a child commits an offense,
Yeah.
he sins and realizes his mistake, it doesn't mean the child cannot learn.
I just feel like the agency should just keep
Well,
on following
making-
you.
Yes, but I just feel like if the agency,
people's
I'm not saying
health
no,
are,
I'm not, no.
unsafe.
This is my point. All I'm saying is that if, for instance, they are not able to meet up with a particular quota or standard, and they are being sanctioned, and they promise to work on it, and if eventually they work on it, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I just think that for you to have been so careless in the first place, that means it should be sealed completely.
Yes.
For you to have, that means you don't have respect for human lives.
Yes.
Because so many people might have taken this product and they would have died. So I think,
Exactly.
and I try to say that once sealed, forever sealed.
Exactly, I agree with you.
In fact, there is in Delta State research, it was on the news that a particular table water had to come up with a counterfeit NAFDAC registration number. And the factory was found to be collaborating with one church at that, a lot of things out there just to make money.
Just to make money. And you're dragging other things into it. That's very sad. Very sad.
Actually, NAFDAC agencies are doing a very good work, but they need to look, they just need, just like team, please, I want to be kind of, I want to dive into the religious setting, just like what Jesus said, that his second coming will be like a thief in the night. This agency, they need to, follow that,
Yes.
speak on that
Just
word and act
come.
on it.
Just come, unannounced.
Unannounced.
Just because at the end of the day, I say this, especially all these sachet water producing companies, at the end of the day, you'll be so surprised by the numbers of factories that will be shut down.
Yes.
Seriously.
And talking about public health concerns, NAFDAC action, of course, aims to protect consumers from unhealthy and contaminated table water. The agency is ever urging the public to report any suspicious table water production activities and to patronize only registered and licensed table water producer. But the thing is, how many people went by the table water? How many of us would check what we are holding to know maybe
You just said something now. We just even read it. A particular factory had fake NAFDAC number.
Yes.
And then how many? There are so many counterfeit products out there with even NAFDAC number.
We actually need to. Work on
So
it.
how do you even know the one that is original? And there was a case whereby expired products, same factories will just change the date, expire the and they'll still sell it out there to people. So
See, there's even one in the news this morning too about NAFDAC, going to trade fair to see a lot of cosmetics store that had
another thing.
I feel like that one is NAFDAC job. I think NAFDAC also needs to create awareness for us and let us know the verified NAFDAC number for us to follow so that people can always check it, because I'm very sure that almost all Nigerians have the mindset that gala expires in 7 days. So when you buy gala, the first thing we check is the expiration.
Yeah, people are even they are
so
aware
I think
of that.
we need to do more of awareness. So it's not as if Nigerians will not listen or they will not follow
Of
it.
course, it's our health.
It's as long as there is a heavy awareness on it, definitely.
Awareness
people will
campaigns,
start,
all of that.
people will start, looking into
And I think to even make it more informative and appealing to people, they can use influencers, entertainers to even create this awareness for them.
Exactly.
Some of the key actions NAFDAC has taken include inspections and enforcement, regular inspections of table water production facilities to ensure compliance with regulatory standards, sanctions and penalties as well, imposing sanctions and penalties on non-complaint producers, including fines and facility shutdown. Public awareness, just like Kikelamo said, educating the public on the importance of consuming safe and healthy table water and reporting suspicious activities. Doing all these things, I just hope, because we Nigerians, we are Nigerians. If you do everything, what you want to do,
Is what they would do. Yeah, exactly.
So I just hope we all put everything in adherence and we put the right thing into book, so for us to get the right result. As you want to make money, remember the health of some people are on the line. Now it's about time to, of course, wrap things up on the program. Before we go, Teams, what do you have for the listeners before we go? Let me start. Ladies first.
I'm not even talking to the listener. Maybe I'm talking to the manufacturers. Know that whatever you're doing in life, everybody has an account everybody has a thing to account for. Not
A
in this life.
repercussion.
Not even in this life. You will get the repercussion in this life, and then you get the repercussion there, because this is people's life we're talking about, and it is not you that actually gave these people life. It is God that gave them life. So if the life is coming off from their body, their soul is coming out of their body because of you, trust me, you have a higher being that you have to answer to. That one aside, please, as manufacturers, let's be careful of what we do and put people's life in high regard, because health is wealth. Like we always like I say on healthy living, we need to be very careful. We need to know that consumers are putting their money and putting their trust in us. I can't buy water of 200 naira and then I'm fearing for my life. I may say I love to take the table water. Doesn't mean that table water is the best of the best for me. Sometimes I still get typhoid from table water, but at least it is minimal compared to some other brands of water. So please, let's be careful and let's look out for one another, and let's understand that as much as you want to make money, I'm buying your product to feel safe.
Interesting. Interesting.
All right. Over to Remofe.
Kikelemo has said it a lot, but all I just have to say is, as consumers, the question I would leave you with is, how well do you trust the brands? Of water you take, and just drink water and mind your business. Nigeria is hard already.
What else can I say? The best team in the world have spoken so well. Of course, they're very intellectual, and I must commend them for everything they bring it to the table. It's something you must adhere to and strictly observe. I am Ire Ayomi. Please do well to enjoy the rest of your day. Of course, I and my team will be back on Wednesday for another beautiful segment of consumer analytics and resolution. But what I have to say is that water. You don't get telling me, oh me, bye for now, water.
So I'm singing now.
We see you on Wednesday.